I was I was smiling over here for a second because you spoke to something earlier about the imbalance in a two-parent home. And what a word came to mind, and that's why I had a little smile on my face. And it's just one of the definitions to the Hebrew word tamim.
Okay.
And that's being complete
Yeah.
in that two-parent home, of having the proper balance of the logic and the rationale from the man and the emotional and most of the
Compassion,
yeah, and the compassion and the love that you receive from the feminine principle or the woman. So that would make one complete by actually being able to refine both and not just having kind of leaning heavy towards one or the other. So that's why I had a little smile on my face when you spoke to that, because that's the word that popped in my head was tamim. So it allows one to be set on that specific path, to actually, gives them a head start per se.
Right.
When you have both in the home.
It sucks, I think, on that note, that, we are not, because we don't apply a basic principle within our culture, which is Shema. Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad. We don't even understand to apply that basic principle of, the father taking the responsibility of when their child lies down to talk about, to find a teaching moment in there. When their child wakes up, to find a teaching moment. When they're out and about and they're walking, to find a teaching moment again. To fortify the child with the tools and the armor that they need to endure and survive in a world they were thrusted into via just being born. And all of the things that they would have to experience once they enter into the world. And we were never told that you need to look out and make sure you have a wife that comes from a balanced home, or that comes from a nuclear home, a nuclear, community or culture. She has the mother, the father, the grandmother, the grandfather. All those things elements are in place in order for the success of the child, because there's wisdom. There's two-tier wisdom
absolutely
going on in that child's life that gives them that extra thing for them to make it. Not coming from only a mother, and then from another mother only, and like that, or because that's not what you want to provide. That's not what you want to give the child in order for them to have a fighting chance.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you, we chose not to leave our children uncovered, to leave our daughters uncovered. And even though our marriages, I'll speak to my marriage, didn't work out, the one that I was in with my children's mother, that I chose and will have always chosen to be present in their lives, giving them, I'm seeking a teaching moment every time. And I remember they used to tell me, Pops, you're always you're always teaching. And then as time progressed and they got a little older, I'm so glad you did what you did. I'm so glad that you stayed present and didn't veer despite what we assumed we wanted you to go ahead and to be some fun dad and give in and give in to the woman and be a simp, if you will. They reviewed like, don't be like, certain family members that we call simps. They were like, we want you to be a man. We want you to be we want you to not be soft. We want you to stand up as a man, you know, one against our mother. We don't want you to harm her,
right?
But we want you to stand your ground. We don't want you to let them walk all over you. And she said, if we saw you that weak, we couldn't respect you, because we have seen it in our family, and that altered how we thought a man should be, you know. So they view that, and I'm going like, okay, I got you, and I get it, because I come from an environment where my father is the man.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt he is very gung-ho, 10 toes down. No, I'm the man. And just everything goes my, it's my way. And, you know, and I respect him for that. I love him for that, for being who he is, you know. And that's where I learned that from. But unlike some members that I know of different families and family, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
They didn't have the ability to go and see both parents and to pick up those things from one from another parent, one from another parent,
sure,
and to acquire balance.
Absolutely.
So their scales are not balanced, and it's a negative effect that I'm like, I witnessed it, I've seen it, I've walked it, I watched someone actually be affected by an imbalance.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Absolutely, especially that they're able to actually receive it as they got older, to actually recognize that it was a benefit to have you there in that capacity.
Oh yeah, the girls, yeah. I see the other people still struggling with life, meaning the individuals, family members are still struggling with life, imbalanced life. Yeah. And to no fault of theirs. You know, it's just how the chips landed, or how the dice were rolled. But it was the fault of the parent, the single parent, that chose to be a single parent, or that was in a position where they end up being a single parent, because they didn't create an environment for the child to have access, or to promote and push the access to the rational thinking parent, or which is the man, that could have created the balance or maintained balance for the child going forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that part sucks. But I mean, I don't think I would ever know that or understood that until, you know, I would say studying psychology, studying epigenetics. That I see how these things come to fruition.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on some things like that?
No, I think that's definitely a blessing to have, because I came from a broken home.
Okay.
And it causes many detours in your life if you're so unbalanced or heavy leaning one way, because you only can learn from life examples or experiences that you're given, but you're looking at it from one-sided perspective. So the detours in life, you're definitely gonna have to do a lot of work on yourself just to kind of rebalance those scales, because you're gonna be leaning toward the emotional side if you're raised by Big Mama,
right,
or your mom, and they was raised by Big Mama, and they was raised by Big Mama.
Right.
So now it's just constant, you know, it's the same energy, or it's the same mindset that's being passed down to
it's like a cycle.
Yes, absolutely. I can say I did have, and at the time it was fortunate, because though I lived in a split home, when I lived with my dad, I had my stepmom there. But I also had my grandmom there.
Okay. Sound like a nucleus being formed.
Yeah. But then when I was with my mom, it was just my mom. and then my grandmom there. So then that still kind of creates an imbalance, especially if you living with one more than the other.
Well, see, that's interesting that you say that, because you and I have had we've had a verbal discourse, or verbal intercourse, if you will, and you appear to be balanced to me. You know what I mean? I mean, we have our flaws as human beings and what have not, because my parents were divorced. I just had access to my father, maybe more than some, or what have not. So it wasn't like he was living with me, but it was always that thought that, but I have this other parent over here that I want to go to, and I guess I can just say the word, I want to live with my daddy. That probably could spark something. Piss my mom off, whenever I would say something like that. Oh, well, go on with you. You can go and get yourself on over there, and everything like that. Get on up out of here if you want to go. And then she get mad and find something to want to give you a spanking on or something. And because of you thinking that the grass is greener on the other side.
No, definitely.
It's pros and cons. There's positives, there's negatives. There's the whole eat the meat, spit out the bones things on both sides, indeed. Mom and dad. So there are definitely positive things I've taken from my mom, definitely negative things that I discard from my mom. There are positive things I've taken from my dad, and definitely negative things that I've discarded and said that won't work and doesn't work in real time, and as far as successful relationships, that will not work for me, for both of them. So it sucks, having to come from a split home. But if you can navigate your way through it and understand that you need balance.
You should, absolutely.
That's probably the first step to healing. Is understanding that you actually need the balance in order to go and to actually draw a conclusion in your life journey. To draw a conclusion in your life journey, or to get there more, to navigate more properly.
But it definitely takes time, as you mentioned. That you said, I don't seem imbalanced. That came with life experience, but that came through my own learning. That's what I said. It wasn't necessarily a straight path given to me. It was a lot of detours, but it was something that I learned more and more at the beginning of my marriage, that I had to be more balanced, because I was recognizing I was more leaning toward the emotional side, and realizing no, I have to be a specific type of way in order for us to have a nucleus that can actually grow together, instead of actually leaning on one side too much than the other. So that's what it helped me. It would kind of force you to get balance on your own. And that's what I said. So I was speaking from experience of, as far as, you definitely gonna go through many detours. You're gonna go the long route to actually get balance there, because in the beginning I can tell you firsthand that I was unsure, wasn't sure how to make decisions. What decision is the right decision, and what I say is it going to be accepted? So definitely, it was a work in progress, and it still is, as always. You definitely don't want to become stagnant. Otherwise, you're going to start going backwards.
That's dope. That's dope. As our brother Akdaud said earlier, that's dope.